Hello students, I welcome you all for this lecture on prologue in Sophocles' play King Oedipus. In this short lecture, I will talk on the structure of classical Greek tragedy and also the important elements of a typical tragedy. Particularly, I will focus on these elements in Sophocles' well-known play King Oedipus. Also, I will talk on the role of prologue in King Oedipus, how it is an introduction, how it introduces the main crisis of the play, how it also introduces the main characters of the play, and it sets the background of the play. So the prologue in Sophocles' King Oedipus becomes an introduction and it plays a very vital role to introduce the main theme, main characters of the play. I hope you will enjoy it. If you see the classical Greek tragedies, you could find that these tragedies were composed, these tragedies were written in a very specific, definite structural framework. Though these plays were performed without any kind of intermissions or without any breaks, but it had a very particular, typical kind of a pattern or structure which included five important elements, five important points. The first important element in a classical Greek tragedy is prologue. Second is paradis. Third is episode. Fourth is stasimon. And fifth is exodus. All these five elements, they had different purpose, they had different intention. If you see prologue, uh, it is a kind of an introduction or it is a kind of a opening scene of a play. It not only sets the background of the play, but it also introduces the main crisis of the play. It also introduces the main characters of the play, and also it also presents, it also introduces the main setting of the play. So it is a kind of a introduction to the play which are developed in the subsequent elements of the play. Second is paradis. It is about the chorus, which was one of the important characteristics of Greek tragedy. And in paradis, the chorus, which included group of people who used to chant lyrics, and their lyrics were related to the main theme or main story of the play. Then these tragedies had another important element, and that was episode. So episode is just like a modern act or scene, which not only develops the main action, but also that the dialogues of the characters, they develop the story, with the chorus sometimes playing a minor role also. So through the action of the characters, either physical or verbal, the story is further developed, the plot of the play is further developed, and this development that we find in the episode. Another important element of the classical Greek tragedy is stasimon. Again in stasimon, chorus reappears, but this time uh, chorus sings an ode. So here, unlike chorus in a paradis, in this stasimon, chorus sing a very different kind of a song, which could help us to understand the mood of the play, which also help us understand how it is going to be tragic and how it is going to end with a disaster end. And the last is Exodus. So it is the final action of the play, which appears after the Stasimon. And you know that here the whole action of the play ends all the ceremonial exit of the players, of the characters that we find in the Exodus. So these were the 5 important elements which we could find in the classical Greek tragedies. Sophocles was also not an exception to this rule. In his plays also we find these 5 important elements. Here we are not going to talk about all the important elements in his play, but we'll only talk about uh, the role of prologue in his popular play King Oedipus. Here I will talk on the significance of prologue in Sophocles' well-known play King Oedipus. If you see the structural framework of prologue, uh, in the play it runs from lines 1 to 150. It has its significant role. It has a very vital role in the introduction of the play. If you see the dictionary meaning of the word prologue, it means a speech or section used as an introduction, especially to a play or novel. For speech is the synonym of the word prologue. Here also in the play King Oedipus, uh, prologue is an opening scene. It also establishes the background of the play. It introduces the purpose of the play. It also introduces the main crisis of the play. Here we come to know that citizens of Thebes, they are gathered around the altar and they are requesting to the king, they are requesting to King Oedipus to save the city from uh, plague, from the devastation of the plague. And also King Oedipus is very determined and he is ready to sacrifice his life. He is ready to save his people, ready to save his country. And also uh, the main characters of the play are introduced here in the prologue. The character of King Oedipus, the character of Creon, and also we have reference to the former king of Thebes, King Laius, and also the important role of destiny in the life of King Oedipus. Simultaneously, it also introduces the main setting of the play. And the play is taking place in front of the royal palace of King Oedipus at Thebes. So the prologue, it is an introduction to the play. It also introduces the main crisis of the play. It also introduces the main characters of the play and the setting of the play. So it creates a particular specific background, and on which backdrop the whole story is developed in the subsequent parts of the play. So prologue is an introduction which provides us important information about the play and appropriate base for further development of an action of the play. The play King Oedipus uh, begins with the prologue, in which King Oedipus uh, comes out of his palace and he is informed by the priest that a group of citizens are gathered around his palace and they are urging to the king to save the city from the plague, from the devastations of the plague. Now, you could see Oedipus, who also earlier saved the city from the curse of Sphinx, who slaughtered the Sphinx and relieved people from his curse. Now again, people are just requesting him to save them from the disaster of this plague. But here Oedipus already knew this thing, and therefore he sent his brother-in-law Creon to Delphi to find out the cause for this great famine in the city. Meanwhile, Creon returns from Delphi's oracle, and he informs King Oedipus the cause for this great disaster on Thebes. Oedipus came to know that it is only because of the murder of the earlier king, the murder of former king Laius. God has punished this city. So it is God's wish that the murderer of King Laius must be punished, and the killer must be appropriately punished or killed or at least banished from the state. Now here in front of his citizens, King Oedipus pledged that he will take, he will punish the murderer of King Laius, and also feels that, believed that it must be robbers who had slain the king. But the city wants to know, people wants to know, and King Oedipus decides to punish the murder of King Laius. So here if you see uh, the purpose of this prologue, it gives us the present situation. It also tells us about the past, what had happened with King Laius, and now the consequences of that past event in the present. So it introduces the present situation and also reveals the purpose or main aim of the play, and that is to save the country from the famine. So finding the cause for the plague is important purpose of the play, is important purpose of King Oedipus. So King Oedipus, who is shown as a great savior, who had already saved uh, countrymen from Sphinx, and now he has again saved his countrymen from this disaster. So he is shown a very brave, great warrior who is ready to sacrifice for his countrymen, who is ready to sacrifice for his people. Simultaneously, Creon, his brother-in-law, is also actively involved with King Oedipus. He also supports King. He also brings message from Delphi, Oracle of Delphi. So this not only refers to the present situation, but it also refers to the past, and that it creates curiosity to know the murder of King Laius, and also the whole journey to find out the cause for plague, and also find out the murder of King Laius. So it is a kind of a mystery that King Oedipus has to solve throughout the play, and all such kind of things are introduced in the prologue of the play. So to understand Sophocles' play King Oedipus, you must know what happens in the prologue, how it introduces the main theme of the play, the main characters of the play, and also the purpose of the play. I hope you will enjoy it. For making this video, I have used these two references. I hope you will enjoy it. Thank you very much.